2025 promises to be yet another amazing year for metal.
Yep.
So in order to kick off this year, without any further ado, let's take a look at 15 most anticipated albums of 2025. Here you go. One of the most pleasant surprises of the past years, the Halo Effect, featuring former members of In Flames, will release their sophomore album on January 10th. And I know that I said that before, but in my opinion, the Halo Effect is actually the best thing which has happened to melodic death metal in a very long time. So if their second album is anywhere near as good as their debut one, well, we're all up for a real treat. The veteran German heavy metal band Gravedigger will kick off 2025 with Bone Collector on January 17th. Known for their historical and thematic albums, this release is expected to not only follow suit, but it will also mark the band's return to their roots of the early material, which, although, I'll be honest with you, yeah, I did give hard times to Gravedigger because of their artwork cover for this album. Their new music is pretty much exactly what I personally would love to hear from Gravedigger today in 2025. So, I don't know about you, but I'm actually really excited to hear what they have prepared for us on their next studio record. Arguably the most anticipated metal album of 2025 will be dropped on February 7th, as the progressive metal giants Dream Theater will release their highly anticipated reunion album Parasomnia, the first one since the comeback of the prodigal son Mike Portnoy. And the truth is that the hype around this record is so enormously high that, in all honesty, I have no idea what kind of music do they have to release in order to match it. Although I personally really did enjoy both of the first two singles released so far. The metal opera project Avantasia, led by Tobias Summit, will release Here Be Dragons via Napalm Records on February 28th. And although the band has already released quite a lot of information about what to expect from this upcoming record, the first single did not tell us pretty much anything about what this album might sound like. So in my opinion, this might be actually one of the most mysterious records of this year. German thrash metal titans Destruction are set to release Birth of Malice, marking yet another chapter in their long-standing career of delivering fast, aggressive thrash metal. And I said it before and I'll say it again, but in my opinion, Destruction is actually one of the most important European thrash metal bands, without which this genre would never have become what it is today on the continent. And given Schmears and the band's ability to stay true to their own sound, this album might actually be one of the most anticipated ones for me when it comes to thrash metal in 2025 overall. Following up on the enormous success of their previous record, Arch Enemy's upcoming album is set to drop through Century Media Records on the 28th day of March. And from the singles released so far, it's pretty obvious that Blood Dynasty musically will be a continuation of Deceivers, yet with a slight old-school twist, most likely brought by the band's newcomer, Joey Concepcion. And by the way, guys, those who are not new to the show know that most likely I will be welcoming, if not all, but most of these amazing artists on the show in the upcoming weeks. So first of all, please do let me know in the comments which of these bands would you like me to invite for an interview the most. And secondly, well, if you're waiting for any of those albums, please do not hesitate to click on a subscribe button, because the truth is that only around 27% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to the Metal Pilgrim channel. So if by any chance you still haven't done so, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching on the show, I would really appreciate it if you would consider doing it right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. The legendary thrash metal act Anthrax has been working on new material to follow up their 2016 album For All Kings for quite a while now. While a title and release date haven't really been confirmed, guitarist Scott Ian has mentioned they're aiming for 2025. And here I just have an enormous deja vu, because the thing is that I actually spoke to Frank Bella about their new album 4 years ago, and back then we were all talking about how it will most likely hit the shelves within a year or so. 4 years ago! So at this point, before I see this album, before I see the actual announcement of it and the actual artwork which will make it on the vinyl cover, I won't believe it. But nevertheless, I'm actually really excited because the band has been working on it for 9 years now. So it just gotta be good, right? One of the many projects of an extremely busy these days Phil Anselmo, Down, has hinted at releasing new material in 2025. While details remain rather vague, given their track record of sludgy, riff-heavy metal, we all kinda know what we may expect from it. And if you ask me, I would actually be way more excited for a new Down album than if Phil would decide to drop any new material under the name of Pantera. Gary Holt and the rest of Exodus are reportedly working on their new studio album, which has a very high chance to be dropped sometime in 2025. And while official title or release date has not been revealed yet, nevertheless, this actually might be one of the most anticipated albums for me of 2025. Because in my opinion, Exodus is actually one of those bands that keeps aging like a fine wine. And I'm actually 100% sure that whatever they drop from now on will be pretty amazing. One of the most discussed metal bands of 2024, the French metal powerhouse Gojira, has been teasing new material following the enormous success of their performance at the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games. And while the details are sparse, the thing is that Gojira is actually at a crossroads right now, because that Olympic Games performance has put all of the eyes of the metal world, and not only the metal world, on them. And so on one hand, they absolutely have to release new material to solidify their success. Yet on the other one, well, that material better be freaking amazing, because it is right now that Gojira can kinda prove themselves as one of the mastodons of metal of today. And if on their new record they will put their money where their mouth is, they will automatically transfer to the highest league of heavy metal players in the world. Following the release of Live at Budokan, Halloween is currently working on a follow-up to their 2021 self-titled Reunion album. And while no official details have emerged yet, we know that the vocals for it will be recorded in February, which means that there is a very high chance that we might see some new material from the band in time for their 40th anniversary tour. Yes, I know I'm gonna be alright. I'm feeling better in the neon light. It's hard to believe it, but King Diamond's long-awaited album is supposedly coming this year and will be titled The Institute. The new record expected to be the first part of a conceptual storyline, which the fans of theatrical and haunted metal are all eagerly awaiting for. Because, let's be honest here, come on, it's been way overdue. Machine Head's Rob Flynn has mentioned that Machine Head is currently working on new material, with a possible release sometime in 2025. And while no additional details are available yet, given the band's enormous tour, which is coming up very soon, and the new track which has been dropped so far already, there is a very high chance that we might see sometime in autumn of 2025. Black metal legend Golder, who recently parted ways with Dimmu Borgir, has hinted at the possibility of new music from his legendary project Old Man's Child, the melodic black metal project which is finally being revived after years of silence this year. And let's be honest here, any new music by Golder will be a real treat for all of the fans of black metal. And the last but definitely not the least on the list is Slipknot's upcoming most mysterious studio album to date, Look Outside Your Window. An album which has been recorded around 15 years ago, yet has been shelved for all of these years, and which Clown has promised us that is completely done, so that means that we'll most likely see it sometime in 2025. So yeah guys, these are the 15 albums which I personally am most excited about. But what about your list? Which of these or any other records are you looking for the most this year? Please let us know in the comments. And also please let me know whether you would like me to do the same thing with the most anticipated tours of 2025. Either way, as always, thank you so much for watching this short video guys, and thank you so much for supporting me, this show in Ukraine, through this very difficult time. We will prevail. Slava Ukraini!